Understanding types of business capital. In this presentation, we explore seven types of capital in business. The last one will shock you. What is business capital? Business capital refers to the financial resources or assets that a company uses to fund its operations and investments. Understanding the types of business capital is crucial for managing finances effectively. Here are the main types of business capital. Equity capital. Equity capital represents the ownership interest in a company. It is raised by issuing shares of stock to investors, who become partial owners of the business. Equity capital does not have to be repaid but gives investors a claim on the company's profits and assets. Common sources of equity capital include venture capitalists, angel investors, and public stock offerings. Debt capital. Debt capital is money borrowed by a company that must be repaid with interest over time. It includes loans, bonds, and other forms of debt financing. Debt capital can be obtained from banks, financial institutions, bond investors, or private lenders. Unlike equity capital, debt capital requires regular interest payments and the repayment of the principal amount borrowed. Working capital. Working capital refers to the funds needed to cover day-to-day operating expenses and short-term liabilities. It represents the difference between current assets such as cash, inventory, and accounts receivable, and current liabilities such as accounts payable and short-term debt. Adequate working capital is essential for sustaining business operations and meeting short-term financial obligations. Fixed capital. Fixed capital, also known as long-term capital, is used to acquire long-term assets that are essential for business operations, such as land, buildings, machinery, and equipment. Unlike working capital, which is used for short-term needs, fixed capital investments are intended to generate returns over an extended period. Businesses often use debt financing to acquire fixed capital assets. Human capital. Human capital refers to the knowledge, skills, experience, and capabilities of the workforce within a company. It represents the collective abilities of employees to contribute to the productivity and success of the business. Investing in human capital through training, education, and professional development programs can enhance employee performance and organizational effectiveness. Intellectual capital. Intellectual capital encompasses intangible assets such as patents, copyrights, trademarks, trade secrets, and proprietary technologies that contribute to a company's competitive advantage and value creation. Protecting and leveraging intellectual capital can help businesses differentiate their products or services and maintain market leadership. Social capital. Social capital refers to the network of relationships, trust, and goodwill established with customers, suppliers, partners, employees, and other stakeholders. It encompasses the reputation, brand value, and social connections that enhance business relationships and facilitate collaboration and cooperation within the industry. If you have been following the tribute to Herbert Wigg, the late Group CEO of Access Bank, you understand the value of this capital. It is so crucial. It is a must-have for all businesses. Understanding and effectively managing these types of business capital are essential for sustaining growth, managing risk, and maximizing shareholder value in today's dynamic business environment.